Have you ever felt like certain people are draining your soul? Like no matter how kind you are, how patient, how sincere, some people only bring pain, confusion, and negativity into your life. You try to please them. You try to explain yourself. You give chances over and over, hoping they'll change. But instead of peace, you find yourself lost, tired, and broken. It's time to break free. This video isn't just advice. It's your wake-up call, a call to protect your heart, to stand up for your dignity, to draw a line between what you allow and what you no longer accept. Because the truth is, toxic people exist. They manipulate your emotions. They cross your limits. They twist your kindness into weakness. And if you don't do something about it, they will keep doing it again and again until there's nothing left of you. But what if I told you that you could do one thing, just one powerful inner shift, and they would never be able to hurt you again? That their words would no longer matter? That their games would stop affecting you? That you'd feel peace, confidence, and spiritual strength even if they're still around? Yes, it's possible. Islam gives us that strength. This video will guide you to that one mindset, that one decision, that one transformation that will make toxic people powerless against you. Because when you walk with Allah, you walk in light. And darkness cannot reach light. This isn't about revenge. It's not about hate. It's about healing. It's about reclaiming your voice, your peace, and your faith. And it starts with one internal choice that changes everything. So before we begin, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers, where we explore the beauty, strength, and wisdom of Islam, one powerful reminder at a time. 1. Why you must not tolerate toxicity. Toxic people are like poison to the soul. They don't just hurt your feelings. They chip away at your self-worth, disturb your peace, and slowly drain your energy and motivation. They confuse you, blame you, guilt-trip you, and manipulate your kindness. And if you tolerate them for too long, they can make you doubt your identity, your value, and even your relationship with Allah. That's why you must never make a habit of tolerating toxicity. In Islam, patience is a virtue, yes, but patience does not mean allowing people to walk all over you. Patience is not about becoming a victim. There is a clear difference between being patient for the sake of Allah and being silent out of fear or weakness. You are not weak, you are a believer, and Islam teaches us to protect our dignity, to speak the truth, and to walk away from harm when necessary. Allah does not love injustice, and allowing someone to harm you repeatedly without setting boundaries is a form of injustice to your own soul. Sometimes we think, I should forgive them again. Maybe they'll change. Maybe this is a test. And yes, forgiving is beautiful, but forgiving doesn't mean tolerating. You can forgive someone in your heart, but still walk away from their toxic behavior. You can make dua for them from a distance and still protect your mind and your soul from their influence. Islam never asked you to destroy yourself in the name of loyalty. When you tolerate toxic people for too long, it affects your spiritual well-being. You start praying with a heavy heart. You feel anxious before opening your phone. You overthink every word you say. This is not the life Allah wants for you. Allah created you with honor, not to be used or abused by others. Tolerating toxicity is not humility. It's self-harm disguised as patience. One of the biggest dangers of staying in a toxic relationship or environment is that it normalizes the pain. You begin to think it's your fault. You start adjusting your values just to keep the peace. You walk on eggshells to avoid conflict. You begin to lose your voice, your dreams, your light. This is the slow destruction that toxic people bring. But Allah calls you to something better. He calls you to honor, to healing, to strength. He never wants you to feel worthless or unloved. Toxicity can also pull you away from your purpose. When you are constantly dealing with drama, emotional games, and manipulation, you no longer have the mental space to think, reflect, and grow closer to Allah. Your spiritual energy is wasted on survival instead of worship, and that's dangerous. Because your time on earth is short, and every moment spent trying to please people who will never be pleased is a moment stolen from your journey to Jannah. You were not created to be anyone's emotional punching bag. You were not created to be disrespected, ignored, or manipulated. You were created to worship Allah in peace. And if someone is stealing that peace, it's time to reclaim your worth. It's time to let go of fear and step into the power that Allah gave you. 2. The secret practice. What you must do. Once. There comes a moment in life when you have to make a choice. Not for others, not for the world, but for yourself. One powerful, life-changing choice that creates a barrier between you and all the toxic people who have ever tried to hurt you. And here it is. You must choose to detach for the sake of Allah. Not emotionally, not temporarily, but fully from the inside out. Just once, do this with full conviction. And watch how those who once drained your soul will no longer have power over you. Detachment in Islam doesn't mean you become cold or careless. It means you stop depending on anyone other than Allah for your happiness, your peace, and your purpose. It means you break the chains that tie your emotions to people who constantly bring pain. And when you do this once, just once, with sincerity and intention for Allah, you'll feel a wave of freedom that toxic people cannot touch. You see, toxic people feed on your reactions. They thrive when they know they still control your emotions, when they see that their words still hurt you, their silence still confuses you, or their manipulation still gets a response. They win. But when you quietly detach, when your heart no longer rises or falls based on their behavior, when you no longer respond, explain, or justify, they lose. Because now, your heart belongs to something higher. This practice of detachment is not loud. It doesn't come with drama or anger. It's a silent choice you make inside your heart. You say to yourself, Ya Allah, I no longer want to be affected by people who displease you. I don't want my self-worth to depend on anyone who insults the soul you created in beauty. And with that, you walk away. Not always physically, but spiritually. You no longer give them emotional access. This is the secret. Do this once, and you shift your life. Because once your peace comes from Allah alone, no one can steal it. But this practice is not easy. It requires a decision that must come from a place of spiritual clarity. That's why before detaching from people, you must attach your heart to Allah. Pray more. Reflect deeply. Talk to Allah in sujood. Pour your pain to Him, not to people. Cry to Him at night, not in front of those who enjoy your tears. Because once Allah fills your heart, there's no room left for people who bring darkness. Sometimes people say, but what if it's my family, my closest friends? Remember this, protecting your peace doesn't mean disrespecting others. You can honor someone and still set boundaries. You can love someone and still protect yourself. Detachment doesn't mean hate. It means preserving your soul while keeping your intentions pure. When you detach with the intention to please Allah, not out of ego or pride, you become stronger than any toxic person around you. Their games no longer confuse you. Their words lose their power. Their absence no longer haunts you. Because now you are full inside. You have Allah. And when you have Allah, you have everything. Once you do this, just once, you'll notice a change. Toxic people may try to provoke you, guilt you, or lure you back, but you'll smile gently, protect your peace, and move on. You will have outgrown their games, and your silence will become louder than any argument. You don't need revenge. You don't need to prove them wrong. You just need to make one decision, that your heart is no longer available to people who bring pain. This is the secret practice. Do it once, and you'll never be the same again. You'll walk with calm, you'll speak with wisdom, and you'll live with peace that cannot be disturbed. 3. Tawakkul, the power that defends you. Tawakkul. This one word has the power to change your entire life. It is not just trust in Allah. It is not just a feeling in the heart. Tawakkul is a lifestyle. It is the unshakable belief that no matter what happens, Allah is in control, and He will never let you fall. And when you live with true tawakkul, toxic people lose all control over you. Because now, your security comes from the one who never breaks his promise. Tawakkul means you no longer seek protection from people. You seek it from Allah. It means that you stop chasing approval from those who constantly criticize you. It means that you finally stop explaining yourself to those who never tried to understand you. You let go of the need to fight every battle, and instead, you put your trust in the one who sees everything, even the harm done in secret. When you have tawakkul, you gain a strength that toxic people cannot understand. They might wonder why their words don't hurt you anymore, why their silence doesn't scare you, why you're no longer reacting the way you used to. But they won't understand. Because tawakkul is not loud. It's quiet, it's powerful, and it makes you untouchable. Not because you're strong, but because Allah is defending you. So many people spend their lives fearing what others might do, say, or think. But when you truly rely on Allah, fear disappears. You stop living to please others, and you start living to please the one who controls every heart. You stop worrying about who leaves or stays. Because you know, if Allah is with me, who can be against me? This is the real defense against toxic people. It's not about arguing or blocking or even walking away. It's about rising so high in faith that no one can reach your peace. You pray, you trust, and you wait. You don't need to rush revenge or prove your worth. Allah will show the truth. Allah will lift you in the right time. Just be patient and have tawakkul. People will always talk. They will always judge. But when you have tawakkul, their opinions become background noise because your heart is full of something greater. You've tasted the sweetness of trusting Allah. And once you've tasted that, no one's bitterness can reach you. Tawakkul will help you let go of toxic attachments without fear. You'll stop asking, what will happen if I leave them? And start believing, whatever happens, Allah is with me. You'll no longer fear being alone because you'll realize you were never alone. Allah was always with you, even when others left. And the best part? When you live with tawakkul, your heart becomes light. The stress leaves, the anxiety fades, the fear disappears. You feel safe, you feel free, and toxic people will notice it. They'll feel it. They'll see that they no longer have power over you because now you're standing in the protection of the most merciful, and no one can touch what Allah protects. So if you're tired, if you're hurting, if you're done with all the pain toxic people brought into your life, don't fight harder. Trust deeper, let go, and rely completely on Allah. This is the final step. Do this once. Place your full trust in Allah. Walk with your head high, knowing He is with you. And toxic people, they will never bother you again. 4. What happens when you truly rely on Allah? When you truly rely on Allah, something beautiful begins to happen inside your heart. The noise of the world becomes quiet. The fear of people disappears, and the weight you've been carrying for so long begins to lift. You finally stop trying to control everything. You stop chasing people. You stop explaining yourself to those who don't care, and you begin to live with deep, unshakable peace. Because now you know the truth. Allah is enough. Tawakkul, or reliance on Allah, is not weakness. It's the strongest thing you can ever do. It's the silent strength that holds you together when everything feels like it's falling apart. It's what gives you the courage to smile when others expect you to break. It's the power that makes you walk away from toxic people without anger, without fear, and without guilt, because you know Allah will take care of what you left behind. When you rely on Allah, your heart becomes free from the opinions of others. You don't need their approval, you don't need their praise, you don't even need their support, because Allah is your source, your provider, your healer, your protector. And that's more than enough. You begin to speak with wisdom, act with patience, respond with silence. You start choosing peace over arguments. You protect your energy, and you stop reacting emotionally, because now your heart is rooted in trust. Real tawakkul brings calmness, even in chaos, because you know, whatever is written for you will come. And whatever is not meant for you will never harm you. You'll notice a shift. You'll begin to sleep better. You'll start making better choices. You'll feel stronger, more guided, more content. Not because your life is perfect, but because your reliance is perfect. And with Allah as your guide, nothing can go wrong. You'll even start seeing blessings in the trials. You'll say, Ya Allah, I don't understand why this happened, but I trust you. That one line changes everything. Trusting Allah transforms pain into power. It turns fear into faith. It changes victims into warriors. And that's why when you truly rely on Allah, you rise. Even if the world tries to pull you down, you'll attract better people too. People who respect your peace. People who value your calmness. People who see the light in you and not just your mistakes. Because you've now created space by removing those who try to dim your soul. And who helped you do that? Allah. Because Tawakkul never fails. 5. Learn to stay calm and silent. There is immense power in silence. Not the silence of weakness or fear, but the silence of strength, dignity, and deep trust in Allah. When someone hurts you, insults you, or spreads lies about you, your first instinct may be to respond, to defend yourself, to fight back. But the moment you choose silence, with calmness in your heart and tawakkul in your soul, that is the moment you rise above them. Silence is not emptiness. It is control. It is wisdom. It is proof that your peace matters more than their noise. When you stay calm and silent, you are telling the world, I have nothing to prove. Allah sees everything. I don't need to react. I need to rely. This kind of silence scares toxic people because they can't manipulate it. They can't provoke it. They can't control it. When you are calm, you can think clearly. You make better decisions. You protect your dignity. You hold on to your values. And you give your enemies nothing to feed on. Toxic people want drama. They want reaction. They feed on your energy. But when you respond with silence, they choke on their own poison. They fall into their own traps, while you remain untouched. Being silent doesn't mean you accept injustice. It means you choose the higher road. You pray instead of argue. You cry to Allah instead of shouting at people. You let Allah defend you instead of defending yourself. Calmness doesn't come from the world. It comes from Allah. It's a gift, a light in your soul. It makes you stable when others are shaking. It gives you patience when others are panicking. And it shields you from the traps that destroy others. Every time you remain calm and silent, you are proving your heart belongs to Allah, not to people's opinions. And the best part? When you train yourself to stay calm and silent, you begin to protect your energy. You no longer let small things disturb your peace. You stop reacting to every insult. You stop giving attention to those who don't deserve it. Your silence becomes your protection, your strength, and your beauty. People may say, "You've changed." And yes, you have. Because now, you've realized you don't need to fight every battle. You don't need to win every argument. Your goal is not to be right in front of people. It's to be right with Allah. And when you choose silence for His sake, He will raise your status in ways you never imagined. 6. Keep good company. The people you surround yourself with have a powerful influence on your life. Their words shape your thinking. Their habits rub off on you. Their presence can either bring peace to your soul or poison to your heart. That's why Islam teaches us to choose our friends wisely. Because one righteous friend can bring you closer to Jannah, while one toxic companion can pull you closer to destruction. When you keep good company, those who remind you of Allah, who pray for you, who speak kindly, who support you without jealousy, you begin to feel lighter. Your thoughts become clearer. Your heart becomes softer. You feel safe. You feel seen. And you feel valued for who you are, not what you can give. On the other hand, toxic people constantly drain you. They use your kindness. They dismiss your pain. They make you question your worth. And if you stay around them long enough, you start becoming like them. You start losing your light. You start changing slowly, and you don't even realize it, until one day you look in the mirror and don't recognize yourself. That's why it's not just okay to walk away from toxic company, it's necessary. It's a form of self-care, a form of self-respect, and most importantly, it's a form of obedience to Allah. Because your environment affects your heart, and when your heart is surrounded by negativity, it starts getting sick. But when it's surrounded by sincere believers, it starts to heal. Keeping good company isn't just about protection, it's also about growth. A righteous friend will help you become a better Muslim. They will inspire you to pray, to forgive, to let go, to rise above. They won't let you stay in the dark. They'll remind you of your light. And when you're falling, they'll hold you, not hurt you. So ask yourself, who am I spending my time with? Are these people pushing me toward Allah or pulling me away from Him? Are they adding to my peace or taking it away? Do they celebrate my growth or get jealous of it? Do they help me heal or keep reopening my wounds? If your company is toxic, it's time to walk away. And if you don't have good friends right now, then become the good friend. Be the one who uplifts others. Be the one who listens with empathy. Be the one who speaks gently, prays sincerely, and lives truthfully. And Allah will send people into your life who reflect the goodness in you. Even if you have to be alone for a while, that's okay. Sometimes solitude is better than being surrounded by people who harm your soul. Use that time to connect deeply with Allah, to work on yourself, to heal your heart. And when the time is right, Allah will surround you with people who match your sincerity. Remember this: toxic people cannot survive in an environment of truth and light. When you build a life based on faith, calmness, honesty, and purpose, they naturally fade away because they no longer belong in your space. And that's the beauty of keeping good company. It filters out what no longer serves you. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Remember, protecting your heart from toxic people is not just about cutting ties. It's about choosing peace, dignity, and faith. When you do that one thing, when you put your trust fully in Allah, respect yourself, and surround yourself with goodness, no negativity can touch you anymore. Your life is precious. Your soul is valuable. Never settle for less than what Allah has honored you with. Stand strong, walk with confidence, and let your connection with Allah be your shield. If this reminder touched your heart, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers for more inspiring and uplifting content rooted in the beautiful teachings of Islam. May Allah protect your heart and bless you with peace, strength, and good company always. Until next time, stay strong in faith and keep exploring the Deen.